When I write emails, my intention is never to hurt. My intention is never to shame someone. And I had someone say to me that it was the worst email they've read and it was gross. I wrote an email and it was about a crackhead always finds a way. And the email was about how crackheads do always find a way to make money for something that's important to them. Now, I use this email as a way to talk about when it comes to finding a way for something that's important to you. Yet, this triggered something in her or him, which meant that there was some form of truth that she felt that my email had made an impact, which means my messaging is landing. Part of being a great copywriter or someone who wants to make a difference and of impact, you need to be prepared to, you are going to trigger people. So how do you work on this? How do you navigate through that? How do you remove the fear, or how do you just, go all in and do it anyway? Honestly, fear of judgment, hate on social media, when you get someone commenting on something that has triggered them, whether it's in an email, whether it's on a post, I'm going to set the record straight and share a story of what happened recently. And I hope this is also just to give you guys hope and light that when it comes from someone who's owned a business now, who has allowed myself to finally step into just being quirky, real, authentic, yes, controversial, direct, bring forward messaging that may trigger people. You're going to get people that are going to hate you. And yes, it's going to maybe cause you to feel judgment, shame, guilt, scared to do it again. And I'm here to say it, do not fucking stop. I'm going to tell you why. I wrote an email it's actually a few days ago, but when this comes out, it might be a few weeks. And it was about a crackhead always finds a way. Now, the whole point of the email was to address that 50 Cent made a comment, I don't know, a couple of years ago, like, be as hungry or as hustle as someone who is a crackhead who always finds money for crack. And the email was about how crackheads do always find a way to make money for something that's important to them. Now, I use this email as a way to talk about when it comes to finding a way for something that's important to you, whether it's your business, your family, my mum being someone who's recently going through some stuff. My biggest why is to, one, build a future family and, of course, support her. When I write emails and when I write anything that's controversial, out there, witty, pulling something out, my intention is never to hurt. My intention is never to shame someone. And I had someone say to me that it was the worst email they've read and it was gross and I should never use addiction. Imagine if a family has ever gone through someone like that, like cancer. And it just was kind of blown out of proportion. Yet, this triggered something in her or him, which meant that there was some form of truth that she felt that my email had made an impact, which means my messaging is landing. Now, my message is to land in a way that allows you to start to see and shift belief that, we all have the possibility and the capability to make a way out of no way. I've done it in business, in my relationship. God, when you have felt the feeling of being rock bottom, or when you have my story, being homeless and not having a home, or, when you've been diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress and you're like, how am I going to get through 6 weeks of doing a prep for a professional bodybuilding show? When you are at that point and you feel like giving up, there is something in you that you go, no, I want to keep going.
How often have you said, I spent my whole life studying, I've been to school my whole life, and I've actually learned nothing that teaches me the tools and strategies to build a successful business in the outside world? You've probably spent thousands of dollars on courses, or you've heard fake news from business gurus. Well, I'm here to give this incredible news to everyone here right now that this is Queen Stream University. Get out of debt and actually start making money in the online space knowing and having the foundations to build a successful business. Now I'm talking because I have gone through the trenches. I have been a fitness coach, built my online business as a pro athlete, and now I am a business coach. You'll go from having absolutely no idea what your business is through, in the 8 weeks, learn the foundations of knowing what your purpose is, your vision and mission, and also understanding your business values with the execution to know what that business is. You'll also learn branding, social media, content strategy, marketing, and more importantly, how to sell. With Queenstream University, it'll cut out the bullshit and remove all the fluff and get you working specifically on your business so you can execute this in 8 weeks to get ready to launch. I wanted you to have something where you get to access something straight away, where you get to fast track your growth, as well as remove any doubt, any overwhelming sensation or stress, or the question that everyone seems to ask, where do I begin? With Queenstream University, you'll be able to build wealth, freedom, and at the end of the day, be an entrepreneur and be able to say, I have finally built my own thing, my own business. And I've stopped making money for someone else, and I'm now making money for my own empire. Queenstream University.
One of the things I teach in my business coaching in TMC, in Queendom, and of course Empire, is now what we need to start addressing is not the vanilla content, not the bland, not the boring, it's the truth. And sometimes when people say it's wrong, that's their own projection of something that they haven't quite navigated. You are all allowed and entitled an opinion. Yet what you have to decide on, and what my mentor said, is this. When you write, you have 3 choices. Be safe and not be seen or heard. Write something knowing you're going to trigger people and let them know you're going to trigger people. And the third thing is allowing it to happen and just see where it goes. But also making sure, the 4th point, that this comes from a place of love and integrity. I know that there's a lot of people that do have a way of shaming people for coaching wrong, or, doing things the wrong way. I actually get a lot of clients that work with me saying, I worked with someone and it wasn't good and it was a bad experience. It breaks my heart. I know that feeling. We all have a responsibility regardless. I have a responsibility with who I've picked as a coach, whether I've liked them or not, whether they have not given me the best results, whether I have not given the results based on implementing the results that they have given me. Everything is a responsibility within myself. I take full responsibility for what I write and what I talk about. And I know the feeling that when we start to get hate on social media, and naturally we pretend we don't care, and that email that I got from that lady, I cared. Because I genuinely don't want to hurt people. I want people to know that you have the ability to take action. You have the ability to create a life where it's of worth living. And coming from someone who's had my own addictions with Duromine, sleeping tablets, alcohol, my dad, his addictions, there's other things that he's had is of an addicted person that, again, I don't talk about on my podcast. I share it at my live events because it's very vulnerable and it's very private, and he's still very much alive, and I respect that of him. So addictions in my family is known. I work, and I still am working on my addictions. I still am now owning that I'm not perfect. No one is. I own also I get triggered. I got triggered today by my team based on a way she reacted, and I was like, whoa, what was that about? So part of being a great copywriter or someone who wants to make a difference and of impact, you need to be prepared that you are going to trigger people, and you're going to make people not like you either.
Beautiful kings and queens, are you right now in a space where you're ready to take action and build your business, yet you struggle where to begin? You're feeling stuck and overwhelmed with all the things you need to do when it comes to building a business. Build the business of your dreams in the online space and be in the arena of all the incredible, great humans out there that are building 7 to 8 figure businesses. Now, the foundations that I truly believe in that you are going to learn through this membership is sales, marketing, content creation, social media, money mindset, and of course, branding. Now, all of this will be accessible for you to be learning what is currently hot right now in the market and how you can create your own business and build a successful business in the online space. All you have to do right now is DM Empire in my Instagram or email myself and my team, and we will get the ball rolling so you can have your empire and start making moves in the online space.
So how do you work on this? How do you navigate through that? How do you remove the fear, or how do you just, go all in and do it anyway? Honestly, like I'm doing right now, you don't pretend that you're not phased. You don't hide or justify or try and retaliate. You can, bring your opinion from a place of love. I think it's so important that in those moments of response that you are grounded and that you take some time to reflect. I'm still reflecting whether I do bring up this email and address the person, because my intention is never to hurt. It is, honestly, my skills in marketing is good, and when my message lands, it's going to trigger people, yes. But I think what's really important in anything is that knowing that we're human and it's okay to feel judgment, it's okay to feel shame and hurt. It's okay that it hurt and hurt someone, and that you feel hurt that you've hurt someone too. So if this person who's written this email to me, I'm sorry that it made you feel a certain way. I know what addiction feels like. I have people around me who've had cancer. I know there's things that I still won't be brave enough to talk about things. But for that email I wrote, I felt that it was necessary, and I stand by what I wrote, because everyone has an opportunity to find a way to make money. And if it's important enough to you, you'll find a way. And so maybe this has made you feel that you have used excuses to not find a way to invest in yourself or to lean into something. That I don't know. But the biggest thing I really want everyone to listen from this exact message: people are always going to hate what you write. Not everyone's going to love you. But there's your minority, there's your viable market that are going to cheer you on and are going to remind you. But for very, very often and quite regularly, we seem to pay more attention to the things that people are negative towards us than opposed to the things we're winning at or doing well in, or when we have a win in something, yet something bad happens and that person said that thing, it's like it ruins our day. It's like, how can we lean more into the excitement and the gratitudes and the things that we've achieved, even when people are hating on us and triggered by our emails? So this is just a reminder to write the email, to write the stuff that you feel, the thing that's authentic to you. If you're Switzerland, vanilla or bland or boring or beige, we're boring. We want better sex, BDSM style. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't, if you want to be successful in the business world, you can't write generic, boring copy. That is that. And I would encourage you to subscribe to my email list, to, read what I write. It's not all about crackheads. I talk about my mum. I talk about, my brother. I talk about what life was like growing up. I talk about my fears. I talk about what keeps me up at night. I talk about, the musicals that make me cry and that make me joy. And I talk about my cats. We, for some reason, put more emphasis on the things that really go, oh, that was really fucked up, Tam. You talked about a crackhead, right? So just remember, it's okay to write those posts that your message land. And if it triggers someone, then you've done them a favor. So it's good that it's triggered you. And I really hope that if someone is getting triggered by your message, that they are aware that this could be an opportunity for them to look within, to do the work. I'm your host, Tamara, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode on Let the Trigger learn and teach you something. Write the message, do the copy, let people hate you, but be of impact and of service.
I'm in for playing big today with authenticity, because here is the thing. It's not about being perfect on stage, perfectly put together, which is important, yes. It's about being who you are. What if right now, because of today, in a year's time, you could look back and go, I did that scary thing. And that's a year from now where you went and made that decision. I'm going all in, committed to doing the work. I'm committed because this is so much more than me. It's not about me anymore.